travel back in time to uncover the fascinating story behind one of humanity's greatest inventions, the windmill. From the deserts of ancient Persia to the sweeping fields of Europe, windmills have powered civilizations for centuries. In this video, we explore how windmills were first invented, who created them, and how they evolved into modern-day engineering marvels. Stay tuned till the end for amazing facts you never knew about the history of wind power. Subscribe for more deep dives into historical inventions. When mentioning windmills, the image of large blades slowly turning in the vast meadows comes to the minds of many people. However, few know that windmills are not only a symbol of tranquility, but also one of the most important inventions in human history, contributing to changing the way people harness and use natural energy. So, who created the first windmill? And how have windmills benefited human life throughout the ages? To answer this question, let's go back in time, thousands of years ago. The first windmills did not appear in Europe, as many people mistakenly believe, but actually originated from the Middle East, specifically ancient Persia, now part of Iran. Around the 7th century AD, the Persians created the world's first form of windmill. These windmills had a structure quite different from the image of the Dutch windmills we often see today. They typically had vertical blades made from reeds or fabric, attached to a vertical rotating shaft. When the wind blew, these blades would rotate, transferring kinetic energy downward to grind wheat or pump water. Persian windmills are an innovative solution that helps the residents here harness the abundant wind energy on the arid plateaus, where water and fuel sources like firewood and coal are very scarce. Thanks to the windmills, people can grind flour for bread, an essential food source, as well as pump water for irrigation of crops. This not only increases labor productivity, but also contributes to stabilizing livelihoods, developing the economy, and expanding settlements. From Persia, the idea of the windmill gradually spread to other regions. By the 12th century, windmills began to appear in Europe, particularly in England and the Netherlands, famous for their gigantic windmills, which became national symbols. In Europe, the design of the windmill was improved, shifting from a vertical axis to a horizontal axis, which increased operational efficiency and made it easier to adjust the direction of the blades according to the wind. Thanks to this creativity and the application of technology, countries like the Netherlands used windmills not only for grinding grain, but also for pumping water, reclaiming low-lying land, and preventing flooding. One of the biggest issues facing the country, windmills not only aid in food production, but also play an important role in many other areas of human life. First, in terms of energy, windmills are one of the first devices that help humans efficiently harness natural energy, replacing human and animal labor. As a result, labor becomes easier, productivity increases, and people can spend time on other creative activities. On Monday, in the field of agriculture, windmills help grind grains, press oil, crush seeds, and pump water for irrigation, contributing to the increase in both the quantity and quality of agricultural products. Especially in low-lying areas, such as the Netherlands, windmills are also used to pump water from swamps and ponds, transforming flooded areas into fertile farmland. As a result, the area of arable land is expanded, ensuring food security for the entire nation. On Tuesday, windmills are also an endless source of inspiration for art, culture, and architecture. The image of windmills standing tall in the fields, turning steadily with the wind, has entered poetry and painting, becoming a symbol of peace, diligence, and human creativity. In many countries, windmills are also famous tourist attractions, drawing millions of visitors each year. However, the role of windmills does not stop in the past. Today, in the context of the world facing energy crises and climate change, humanity once again looks to windmills as a sustainable, environmentally friendly solution. Modern wind turbines, with their gigantic size, are installed in fields, along coastlines or offshore, producing clean electricity day and night, contributing to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and protecting the green planet. Looking back at the history of windmills, we can see the intelligence, creativity, and remarkable adaptability of humans in the face of nature. From the simple windmills of ancient Persia to the massive windmill structures in Europe, and now to modern wind turbines, the journey of windmills is a testament to humanity's desire to conquer and harmonize with nature. Windmills have played, are playing, and will continue to play an important role in human life. They are not only tools for production, but also symbols of creativity, resilience, and hope for a sustainable future, where people appreciate and wisely utilize the precious natural resources that the earth provides. When observing the windmills turning steadily with the wind, we not only see a simple mechanical invention, but also feel a long story about history, culture, labor, and the unceasing aspirations of humanity. It is the story of the beginnings of civilization, about the power of intellect and creativity, about the ability to overcome challenges, to master nature, and serve a life that is increasingly better. Nowadays, as technology has advanced significantly, traditional windmills are gradually giving way to modern wind turbines with larger capacity and higher efficiency. However, the historical, cultural value, and symbolic significance of windmills remain intact. Many countries have preserved, restored, and developed windmill tourism sites, both to preserve heritage and to educate the younger generation about the immense significance of this invention for the development of humanity. If you have the chance to visit the Netherlands, you cannot miss the opportunity to admire the famous windmills in Kinderdijk or Zaanse. Here, you will witness firsthand how our ancestors used windmills for land reclamation, flood control, food production, and to build a brilliant civilization in the low-lying areas below sea level. Or if you go to Iran, you will also find remnants of ancient windmills in the Nashtafan region, where wooden windmills are still operational after thousands of years, serving as a vivid testament to the enduring vitality of this invention. So, who was the first person to create the windmill? While it is impossible to determine the specific name of the inventor of the windmill, it is certain that it is the result of collective intelligence of many generations of people in ancient Persia who continuously observed, created, and improved to adapt to the harsh living environment. They were pioneers, laying the foundation for the development of wind energy technology, opening a new era for humanity. The windmill has helped people save labor, increase productivity, improve living standards, develop the economy, protect the environment, and inspire art and culture. From the wheat fields in Persia, the canals in the Netherlands, to the modern wind turbine fields around the world, the windmill continues to turn, as an immortal symbol of creativity, perseverance, and hope for the future. And perhaps, every time we hear the sound of the wind blowing through the large blades, we remember the story of the first people who dared to dream, dared to experiment, and dared to change, to turn the impossible into the possible, so that from the invisible force of the wind, they created an endless source of energy to serve life. That is a story not only of the past, but also a source of inspiration for the present and the future, as humanity continues its journey to conquer new limits, aiming for a greener, cleaner, and more sustainable world. In summary, the windmill is one of humanity's greatest inventions, originating from ancient Persia, improved and developed over centuries, fundamentally changing the way people harness and use energy. From grinding grains, pumping water, reclaiming land, to producing clean electricity today, windmills have played and continue to play an irreplaceable role in the development of society. Moreover, it is a symbol of creativity, perseverance, and the relentless aspiration of humanity to rise, inspiring countless generations in the quest to conquer nature and build a better future. Let us cherish and preserve the values that windmills bring, not only as a historical heritage, but also as a motivation for us to continue creating, innovating, and developing sustainably in the new era.